Hello, this is Simon Klein from TradeSmart at 7:10 a.m. Eastern Time on the 11th of February 2018. Welcome to this week's episode of Where is the Dollar Going Next? And what you see before you is a dollar index on the daily chart wound back to the end of the previous week. We said last week that the odds were that the dollar is likely to move up to this supply area above. Now let's take a look at how the market actually played out last week. So on Monday, the market moved to the upside. On Tuesday, we continued moving up and then sold off into this mini supply zone. On Wednesday, we continued moving up. On Thursday, we hit this supply zone. And on Friday, we kind of moved sideways. So this is where the market closed at the end of the week. It did exactly what was said was most likely to happen. So the question is this: what are the odds of where the dollar is likely to go next this week? Well, based on this time frame alone, if we're able to go above and close above this zone over here, then it's most likely the dollar will continue moving to the upside. If the market can't get above this zone and starts moving to the downside, then it's most likely we move down to this supply becomes demand level over here, and we'll have to see what happens there. If it turns again to the upside, we may very well come up and go above this area. If it does not do that, then we're likely to continue moving to the downside. So let's, as we usually do, take a look at the larger time frames. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can see exactly what we said last week, that it's likely to go up to this supply zone above, which is exactly what happened, and is very similar to what we said on the daily chart. If we're able to go above this zone, we'll continue moving to the upside. If not, we may very well move to the downside. And again, if we look at the monthly chart, you can see that we're moving up or bouncing to the upside from this supply becomes demand zone. So we may very well continue moving up until we reach the supply zone above, and then we'll have to see what happens when it gets there. But the odds, bigger picture, are that this move up is most likely to be sold at some point and then continue moving to the downside, as we've said in previous weeks. So these are the odds of where the dollar is likely to go next this week. What I'd like to do now is point your attention to a webinar that we did last week that you may have missed. A very important webinar which you can get from my website, tradesmartforex.com. If you go on the front page, you'll see it over here. And this is a link to the recording, Introduction to Bitcoin. In this webinar, we went through exactly where a Bitcoin comes from, what the blockchain is, and why is it so important for you to learn what this is now. It's not just good to trade it, it's very important to understand what you're trading and what it actually is. And also last week, on Monday, I was part of the Timing Research Show, and I was the only one out of all the professional traders on that show to say the market's likely to go down or close down last week. If you go and look at this video, this was before the massive drop in the market, and I actually said why. And if you go and watch the video, you'll see exactly, and I've put markers on exactly the point that you need to go to, the time that you need to go to in the video to watch the explanation. You'll learn a tremendous amount about our approach to reading the market, which is correct most often than not. It will give you a great way of reading any market. Doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin, doesn't matter whether it's the E-minis, doesn't matter whether it's the dollar index, doesn't matter whether it's a euro, doesn't matter if it's any stock. You'll be able to read any market that has a chart, a candlestick chart, using pure price action alone. You don't need any indicators. If you want the purest approach to reading the market that will give you a handle on what's happening without having the need to rely on anyone else, then this is the place where you need to come. And so go and watch that video and learn a bit more about our approach to the market. Again, is this the market top? Once I actually put this video out, obviously the Where is the Dollar Going Next will be the one at the top over here. So that's all for now. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe at the end. This is Simon Klein from TradeSmart wishing you the best of luck with your trading this week.